intro.
You didn't hear how I did. That's perfect. You're gonna be a star, kid.
Dude, Hawk is my soul. Hawk is my spirit animal right now.
You have such a good singing voice.
It's literally almost harmonic. Is that bad?
Tell us how you really feel, man.
He's got the muzzle on too. Like they can't experience what happens when the muzzle's off.
Yeah.
If the muzzle was off, people would lose their hearing.
Like our audio quality is bad enough already.
And we're not muzzling him to be mean. We're literally muzzling him because he will wake up the entire block.
He will straight up scream.
I live with this every day.
I didn't know that a dog could scream until I met Hawk.
Oh my goodness, can he scream?
It's on another level. Here we go. This is it. After Hawk's fucking squealing. I said, no, my one thing was I was dropping F-bombs at about 100 a minute. So I want to not swear quite as much. So I immediately start off. Anyway, dudes, welcome to the Sweatpants Factory.
Mm-hmm. Minus Danny.
Minus Danny. We'll get to that. This is our podcast that is the only thing up on the channel because we haven't gotten around to doing gameplays yet. So this is Sweatshop number 3, and today we're going to be talking about some movies. Brief housekeeping. We are down a member. Mm-hmm. I am your host, Matt Whiskey Trunks Kimley.
Hostess with the mostest.
Hostess with the mostest. I'm here with my buddy JC Kiki. John Josek. I might retire Kiki Do You Love Me this week. I brought it up a lot in podcast number 2. And my good old buddy, Evan Michael Ayers.
It's good to be back.
The man himself. Danny's dead. Good old Danny No Name.
He's been dying for the whole week. I can attest to this.
And he officially is dead. And
Danny No Name has no bodily liquids left.
They vacated his body. We're talking about movies, gentlemen. Movies in 2019 that we're excited for. And I kind of want to... We're going to try to keep it to an hour, I think, hopefully. Because an hour and 45 is a lot for anybody to listen to, unless you're me and you just love the sound of your own voice. I think
I love the sound of your voice.
What Evan and I choose to masturbate to auditorily is like up to us. That's our prerogative, and you shouldn't judge us for that, John. It's 2019.
Wow, prerogative is a real big word for you, man.
I know,
Yeah,
and I'm
on,
like
man.
4 beers in already.
Masturbation's a big word for me.
I just call it making the bald man cry.
Did you want to...
We just lost all female viewers.
We have 4 subscribers. It's me, John, Aaron, and my band. Do you have quick Mortal Kombat 11 things? Can you keep it concise?
I can keep it concise.
Or can you keep it to the end?
We'll save it for the end.
Okay,
We're talking about mostly movies, save it for the end.
We're talking about movies. Do you want to start with the big one?
Avengers?
Yes.
Well, Captain Marvel's first, and it's in March. And Avengers Endgame was going to be coming out in May.
And got moved forward to April.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which I'm super excited for. Everything great is coming out in April. Like
It really boils down to the fact that I think Captain Marvel boils into Avengers.
Yes.
Is what it really comes down to.
Side note, another amazing thing that's coming in April. Silverstein is releasing a thing called Redux. And it's like they're redoing 12 songs from their first 4 records and re-recording them.
We're not talking about music.
So we're it's really cool. We gotta check it out. Okay, so you're correct. Captain Marvel comes first. Thoughts, boys? Brie Larson's a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very tasty snack.
She's
I'd wear it like a hockey
a
mask.
very elegant, wonderful woman.
I feel.
That was
Do you
very
know?
funny.
I feel like I've only seen her. I think in Scott Pilgrim she plays the ex. She plays his ex-girlfriend.
Does she?
In the other band. Yeah, because I Googled it a while ago because I thought she was from Community. I thought she was Britta from Community, but I'm definitely wrong. I think
she was, maybe.
I don't think so. I don't think that's Brie. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure she's in Scott Pilgrim. I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
The last thing I saw her in was Kong Skull Island, which she was really good in.
Oh, right. John and I were watching trailers earlier, and there was one moment where I went, Oh, and you were like, yeah, see, it's Captain Marvel. And I was like, no, not that. Because whatever trailer I saw actually explained her memory stuff, which had not been explained in previous trailers. So
she lost her memory, and then
she winds up on an alien planet.
She got brainwashed by us, and then eventually she started figuring out getting her memory back. At least from what I could tell in the trailer. I'm not a super big.
Hey, it's your host, Matt Whiskey Trunks Kimberly, 2 weeks after the fact.
And it's also JC Kiki, do you love me? Because of the fact that we only have one microphone right now, so it's about 2 inches from both of our mouths.
Well, also, some might call us roommates, so we're able to do things we're staring very deeply into each other's eyes right now.
It's attractive.
So some shit got cut out of the last video, and we just wanted to explain it to, you, me, Aaron, and my band, all 4 of our subscribers, in case anyone is ever listening. That's why the audio dropped out. I'll do a nice little fade out and a nice little fade in, and that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to add, John?
Nope.
All right, please continue enjoying podcast number 3.
I don't know. Cubase does weird shit, dude. Hopefully it won't do it again. Anyway.
Basically what I was saying is I'm not a big, super knowledgeable person on Captain Marvel. But then Matt was saying that she went to an alien planet and got fused with an alien named Marvel, hence the name Captain Marvel.
Right.
But that's about as far as we got.
And she absorbs energy because of that.
Yeah.
And that's probably gonna...
Does that make her like Venom?
No.
Does Venom absorb energy?
Well, no, Venom just eats energy.
He just eats people, I thought.
He eats people to get energy. So I guess technically he's absorbing energy.
But
if you think about matter as energy.
She's on a whole nother level
it's her
as far as
it's her shtick, yeah.
That.
She absorbs, and that's how she's gonna.
She absorbs space energy. She'll be whatever Thanos is gonna throw at her in Endgame. She's going to be able to absorb it and reuse it.
Yeah, which rolls us into Avengers 4 Endgame, which is probably going to be the biggest movie of 2019, don't you think?
Yeah, which is saying something because Infinity War is a perfect movie for me, and it's...
Was Infinity War the biggest movie of 20... Was that 18?
Yeah, that was last year.
Was it biggest movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I think going kind of round robin on the Avengers Endgame, my personal thoughts on it are going to be along the lines that at the very end, you see Nick Fury grab his cell phone, and then he does oh shit, and he dissolves basically, and then I think he was actually reaching out to Captain Marvel.
He was.
Yeah, he definitely was.
So that
was the symbol.
It was the post-credit scene.
Yeah, that was my thing there. So she's definitely going to play a factor in it. I'm just super excited.
Well, and then they're releasing it before, so it definitely...
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the linchpin thing, right?
Yeah.
She's going to show up somehow. What do we think is going to happen in the movie?
I personally think that they're going to bring back some people, potentially, through the whole Captain Marvel grabbing and absorbing and reusing energy. But I still think some people are going to be, Elfine.
Yes, definitely. Evan, what do you think?
I know it takes place in the 90s, so it's gonna be a prequel to all this, and it's she's gonna run into Fury.
Right, but what do you think is gonna happen in Endgame?
Oh, I've heard that they're gonna incorporate. They're gonna use the quantum realm with Ant-Man to go back in time. So it's probably gonna be something just like Infinity War was cash and grab. I gotta get all these stones for Thanos. It's gonna be like that for them, where they're gonna go back in time to various spots where they can get the stones before Thanos gets them and create their own gauntlet. Which brings into question if is Iron Man gonna die because he has to use it and he can't take the power? Is Captain America gonna die? Because everybody knows that this is Chris Evans' last movie and whatnot.
Let's just talk about the fact that Iron Man's stuck in space right now, which I think was a really cool way to do the trailer personally.
And did you guys see the Super Bowl TV spot? 30 seconds. They showed a shot in there where
No, because fuck the Patriots.
He's with.
I said it, America. I said it, Internet.
He's because he got stranded on Titan with Nebula. Nebula's the only Guardian that didn't disappear. Well, and Rocket on Earth, but they showed a brief shot of them like working on that circular ship to like build it back up so that they can use it to get off and back to Earth.
Right, but the other thing that I'm thinking of is that like obviously when the movie ends. Tony Stark is just sitting on that planet, and in the trailer, he's in space. So obviously something happens at that point. Obviously, he's a smart dude. He's going to be, able to fix something up. But he was the only person left on that planet. If you think about it, everybody else there, like, dissolved.
No, Nebula was there.
Yeah, Nebula,
she didn't.
Gamora's sister.
She didn't dissolve.
The robot girl. Mm-hmm. No, I think so. Like. Pacing wise, as far because we know Tom Holland makes it out of it because Far Away from Home.
Well,
they've shown Far Away from Home.
It depends though. Like when does
if it takes place before?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think so.
See,
I think it's pretty obvious. And then what we know, Chris Hemsworth is done. We know no more Thor.
They might make a Thor 4.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I've heard Thor 4.
That was a gut wrencher right there. That was a tearjerker.
Watch. That was a penis toucher. That when Oberyn Martell gets a skull crushed by the mountain, like top scenes.
That just jerks.
Matt Whiskey Trunk's top scenes that are too hard to watch. That and Let It Go, but because I cry. All movies we're gonna discuss.
Wow.
I don't know. I kind of don't care what's gonna happen. Honestly, I think as far as what happens in the actual movie, I don't really care. I'm more interested to see where, because this is kind of the culmination of this, 15-year dynasty of empire of movies that they've built and made this thing that now all movie studios have to kind of have to replicate. So I want to see where Marvel goes after this.
Yeah.
What's now that he's wiped out half the universe and there's gonna be resolution, they're gonna save it and figure it out what's gonna happen.
Maybe.
I think there will be good resolution and like good guys will win. Evil never prevails kind of thing. I think because comic wise, I'm not a big comic guy, but I kind of follow it just based on being a nerd. Like there's Iron Heart has now taken over for Iron Man. The like it's like a young genius black girl on the East Coast or something, and she makes her own Iron Man suit or something, and so she's the new. They have a female Iron Man. I think her name's Ironheart. They have female Thor. They have gender bent Thor now. I think they're gonna do both of those because why wouldn't they? It's 2019. Why not make that? They're gonna capitalize and go after that money. And if Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth are done with it, basically. Also, isn't Chris Evans? Isn't Captain America?
Chris Evans is definitely done. Chris Hemsworth might not be. He might do one more Thor. I think Robert Downey Jr. has come out and said he's done.
Robert Downey Jr. is done for multiple reasons, one of which, if you try to find some articles online, apparently he just costs way too much money.
Well, but he makes money based off of the entire franchise.
He's kind of worth what he is now. All these guys are worth what they are now because of these Marvel movies, right? Chris Hemsworth not as much because like the Men in Black thing, but now all the fame and stuff has gotten them to this level where they can leave and go do other stuff.
Like you look at him in Men in Black and you go, "Oh shit, that's Thor." It's like stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're the base. They're basically the three biggest players, right? Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. And if they're basically all done and they're basically all more or less dead, or this is the big end one, I guess none of them are actually in Endgame.
At least
they're all alive.
When it comes to what happens in Endgame, because I know it's gonna I'm really excited to see what kind of action sequences they can pull off and whatnot in the CGI. I'm really excited.
It'll be amazing.
I'm really excited for to see Tony and Cap make up because they had their falling out
or die
from but
make up in their moment of they'll beat Thanos and also and simultaneously explode.
No, but they had their falling out from Civil War and they weren't on speaking terms in Infinity War. They didn't have one single scene together in that movie. So, like, I want to see them, like, what they're going to
cost
say
Marvel
to each other.
$8 billion to get
No, because of the story. Fuck you.
My thing is just like, so Thor threw his fucking hammer at Thanos, dug it into his chest.
Such a hot scene. Get some
And then
hot
it's
body.
like, and then he just snaps his finger and he's suddenly fine. Like, dude, if you took a hammer into your sternum and split your rib cage open,
So
you're not moving.
So after that, immediately after that, he goes into the kind of Soul Stone place where he sees baby Gamora. He sees
what did
little
it cost
Gamora.
you? Everything.
Well, I think in that moment he briefly kind of died for a second. And then he comes back, or whatever. Like, he's definitely wounded. Like, the gauntlet is kind of destroyed. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be able to use it again.
Right.
But he's still Thanos. He escapes out.
You can't snap his fingers again.
Yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Well, we should all go see it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We should probably get tickets like now.
True.
I mean, you can still get tickets whenever, honestly. Like, people are going to see it a million times, but
If
you
we
can
want
still...
I waited a good 2 or 3 weeks to see Infinity War just because I knew the theaters were going to be so packed. And I went to a tiny theater in Springs, and our seats were still garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, middle of the day, middle of a weekday, 3 weeks after it came out, and the theater was still packed, and I was second from front row all the way to the right.
Yeah.
And those were the best seats we could get.
I was there for Last Jedi.
Like, nah, dude. But we can get to that too.
The other thing, speaking of Chris Hemsworth and the Men in Black,
do we want to keep the superhero, knock out the other superhero
we can
ones,
knock
or
out
jump
those.
around?
We can knock out those superhero ones from Marvel.
we
already
let's
kind
do-
of touched on the Captain America or Spider-Man. God, what was it called?
Not really. Yeah, Far From
Far
Home.
From Home. Yeah.
I love. Oh, that's a whole other one we can.
I mean, I'm a fan. of
Let's talk about
Spider-Man.
favorite Spider-Man.
Oh god.
Tobey Maguire.
If you said
Andrew
Tobey Maguire, I'm gonna
Garfield.
slap you. I understand Tobey Maguire's the OG Spider-Man, but he was not the best.
I don't know if I agree with you on a realistic level, but on a Matt level in the universe I live in, Tobey Maguire. Ride or die.
I mean-
Ride or die Spider-Man.
I'm a fan of the OG Spider-Man as a high school kid that got these powers. I really thought that
Tobey Maguire he was just a 30-year-old
thought
playing.
that Andrew Garfield
That's the problem.
personally empowered that. Andrew Garfield was like just dweeby enough in high school.
Is he your favorite?
He's I think he might be, but he's followed really, really close.
Did you see? Have you seen all of them?
I've seen every Spider-Man movie.
Have you?
I haven't... I saw the first Amazing Spider-Man with
Not
Andrew
the
Garfield.
second one.
Not the second
Me
one. I've
either.
seen parts of it.
Me either. But you saw whatever the first Tom Holland one is.
Yes.
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Nigel and I watched it. Like, we ripped it off the internet because I didn't want to pay $15 to watch a movie on YouTube. I think Tom Holland is like the best.
He is.
But
he's good.
I grew up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and I loved. Everyone hates. Same night, I made Nigel sit down. You might have been there, and I made him watch the Spider-Man 3, the one everybody like really, really hates.
Oh god, the one where he
And
messed
I
up
was
his
like,
hair.
watch this, dude. That when he goes emo, I love that. I
Dude.
love it so much.
I hate it.
And
It's
I
just 'cause
made
it
him
reflects
watch, and
your soul.
he was like, "No, you know what? This wasn't as bad as I thought. This was better than not even just better than I remembered. Like, it just gets so much flack from the internet for being terrible. It's like, shut up. When was the last time you watched it?
I
It's
personally
great.
find the funniest thing is that the Venom in the third Spider-Man was better than the Venom that came out, and that was just funny.
I didn't
to me.
see
yeah.
it. Did you see Venom?
I saw Venom. I own Venom if you want to watch
I didn't see it.
Oh,
I
we
don't
should
want
watch
to.
it,
It looks
yeah.
like trash.
Yeah, the
Is it?
storyline itself
Is it crap?
the storyline itself is pretty trash. The CGI is okay, but then at the end it's just two mutants fighting on a spaceship. So
I feel like
it's
after
pretty
watching the
much that.
Funhouse
I mean,
review of it, I don't need to watch it. Like,
That's
I got
what I'm
everything.
saying. Like, one of their points was like, we just had Infinity War, and then they're coming out with this.
We don't know. We don't want to talk about Venom. Yeah, Spider-Man. The only thing with Far From Home, it absolutely is going to take place after Infinity War. Like, I know it is. I'll put my money, chips on the table now. I'm betting on that.
That just makes me hate that they spoiled He's Alive again, though.
And I think they did. I think they did. Okay, the other one. I think that's all the Marvel ones that matter really until Infinity War.
switch it over to DC.
Yeah,
if you wanna
DC
kick out
stuff.
superheroes.
I think the big one coming out for DC is Shazam. Which you and
Shazam-
I just watched the trailer again.
Shazam could potentially kind of salvage.
I
some
think
of the DC.
Shazam looks really good. It looks funny. It looks like a Marvel movie.
And then you also wrote down Birds of Prey, which is just Harley Quinn's spin-off on
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Margaret Robbie and Harley Quinn, but I don't know how I personally...
Margaret Robert.
Margot Robbie.
Wait.
Is it picking it?
Oh my god.
It has to pick that up.
Let him suffer alone.
It has to pick that up.
Danny is excreting more of his vital fluids.
I'll go back and boost it if you can't hear it. I
We'll
swear.
walk back there with the microphone.
Can that be the intro?
Danny, please, Danny No Name. Your comments on Avengers 4?
But I'm a big fan of Margot Robbie. Just personally as an actress, I think she's phenomenal.
Just
And
personally as a male.
Yeah, as a male, she's phenomenal.
I am a huge fan of Margot Robbie.
But Harley Quinn is one of my favorite.
Wait, you don't have any thoughts? You don't have any more thoughts on Shazam?
I mean, I don't know that much about Shazam.
I don't know
watched
anything about it. I
the
think the trailer. I'm sold on the trailer. It looks
I liked
hilarious.
the trailer.
You gotta watch
But
it.
I've always thought of the DC universe as being slightly darker. Quote Deadpool.
It is.
You're so dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe?
That microphone has to pick that up in the background.
Oh,
that kid. Danny's real sick. 4 subscribers. Subscribe for Danny getting better, huh? Hit that like button for
Bring
Danny.
him back to the podcast, everybody.
Every time you hit that like button, Danny throws up one less time. How about that?
That means that the one like that we're going to have probably from you, Matt,
Yo, yeah.
is going to make Danny that 1% better.
Boom. That's healing.
That's brotherly love.
That's
right
what it is. Birds of Prey might actually be 2020. We watched. Did you see
Yeah,
the?
it was
I thought it was like a
2020.
trailer. It's like a 30-second thing.
I mean, they've got nothing to show. Like, they're filming now.
they've got Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't sell me.
No, it shouldn't because Suicide Squad was a bad movie.
She's a wonderful actor. I'm just like, don't show me anything from this movie until you have something to show me.
She's all that
Like,
in the
it's not
bag of
gonna
chips.
interest-
I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't interest me.
The only other thing.
So
that
X-Men, as far as superheroes go.
Dark Phoenix, I'm hyped. I am so hyped.
But you didn't watch all the.
I haven't watched all of the X-Men, but I did watch Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And that scene with Dark Phoenix, that was such a good scene.
You and I have you kept up on the new X-Men?
I haven't seen Apocalypse, but I haven't seen Apocalypse yet.
You and I saw First Class together.
Mm-hmm.
Was awesome. Is there an Origins or am I thinking of Wolverine?
That's Wolverine.
That's a Wolverine movie.
After
Is First Class the first like reboot-ish one?
Yeah, and then Days of Future Past.
There's not one in between?
Well, there's the Wolverine movies. There's Wolverine Origins.
Yeah. But
And then there's the Wolverine where he goes to Japan.
which I'm mad hot for Hugh Jackman, so I'll watch.
And then there's Logan.
Correct. Okay. And then Apocalypse. Well, I've seen all of. I liked the old like early 2000s X-Men. I just like X-Men. Again, not even a big comic book guy, but I'll go back and I'll like read stuff. I will read entire. I spent an entire shift one day at the Y, like an 8-hour shift just reading the Spider-Man Wikipedia, and it took me 8 hours because there's that much content in it. It's incredible. But I really like the new X-Men stuff. The Dark Phoenix is still in this like continuity, but it is also kind of going down the drain, I guess. I don't know if it's still Bryan Singer. I don't think it is.
I feel like
Because he got in trouble. He
yeah.
he like diddled a kid or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it
he
is.
did a naughty thing, but I'll watch it because I feel sacrilegious for saying this. I don't like Sansa as Jean Grey.
I love her. I think she's great.
I love
think it's
her.
great.
I think she's awesome as Sansa. I don't think she makes a good Jean Grey.
I think she makes a great Jean
Yeah,
Grey.
I think she does good with the material she's given, which is not that much.
I'd have to go back and watch. I think they're entertaining movies. I think they're all right. I'll go watch it. The other interesting thing, I think also in 2019, which I don't know hardly anything about, is New Mutants. And it's like a
scary. I saw a trailer and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh yeah.
And it's like an X-Men thing, but it's spooky.
It's like a horror take on it.
So I don't know. Some of these 2019 things, like we tried to find trailers for, like they're announced, but there aren't any trailers or anything for. We just know they exist. So those are both. I mean, there's trailers for both of those, but I don't know. I just like X-Men. They could kind of do anything with it. But now Marvel's like not appropriated, right? Or is that the right word?
What?
They have X-Men now, don't they?
They've signed a deal with Fox, so potentially we could see like
Good
Wolverine
good
show up.
ass Marvel
We could
movie.
Yeah,
Wolverine.
we could see them show up at the end of Endgame.
They could-
Wolverine shows up and stabs Thanos.
Because I've seen Hugh Jackman being in talks of like, yeah, I'm at that age. I don't think Hugh Jackman ever says
Well,
I don't want to do something, but he's like, no, I get it. If you get a new,
I mean, Logan was his perfect last
Yeah.
movie. You know, like that movie was so good.
see, people shit all over his origin movie too, and I really like that one.
It was
I
because
really like it.
yeah. There was a version that came out where the CGI wasn't finished and shit, and people shat all over it.
Yeah.
But even when it
I
was
think I saw it in
finished,
theaters. Maybe not. I don't know.
nah.
I think that's all our superhero stuff. Segue from superhero because Thor's cool into Men in Black International.
Yes.
I think the trailer looks really good.
It does.
So, I'm a purist when it comes to Men in Black, and
Are there 3 or 2?
I'm slightly bothered
happens in
that
3?
they're incorporating like the female. Cause like I get it, it's 2019, but at the same time, like Men in Black has always traditionally been like that tie in the suit and like getting like shit done like that.
They still have that. There was a bit in the trailer because the female lead is like. There's something about we saw that it's like I don't want to wear that, and it's like you're gonna because this is what we wear, and she still does. I don't have a problem with it because Chris Hemsworth is there, so they didn't pull a Ghostbusters and go no look it's all chicks now.
I think
it's just one. I have no problem with that.
I mean, I could be totally wrong. I haven't seen her, but I think the other girl is Tessa Thompson, who
Plays
played
Valkyrie
in
with Chris Hemsworth as
in
Thor.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
So
and they
they're
had
a
good
team
chemistry
together.
in that movie. And Men in Black is a really funny, interesting.
I don't think it's going to be bad. I just said it threw me for a loop to see that.
But you expect it, right?
I mean, it's
you almost
2019.
expect the dual female lead, right?
The whole thing where you're talking about like making the female Iron Man again. I didn't know about that. That one kind of threw me for a loop as well.
That's even a little bit. Those are a couple years in the making now.
Yeah, that still kind of
The female comic book lead. I don't have a problem with it unless it's really shoehorned in and really obviously that thing of hey, we're trying to be
I think
progressive for the sake of being progressive.
One that really pissed me off was Ghostbusters.
Exactly,
because it was
a
like
bad movie.
I was totally okay with an all-female cast, but I was like, do we really have to do the 3 white women and 1 black woman again?
And the Melissa
Just
McCarthy,
because the first
let's
movie
throw-
had 3 white guys and 1 black
I just
dude.
don't like we need a female lead. Oh, for a funny movie, let's get Melissa McCarthy. Come on, there are better female actors, whatever it's supposed to be now. I think it'll still be great. I think it'll be good. Well,
I'm still looking forward to it.
It'll still be good. Yeah, I'll go see it.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I didn't like was like how Men in Black has always been relatively serious. Will Smith was always kind of a slight comic relief.
Huge humor in Men in Black, dude.
Well, right,
Go
but
back and watch the movies.
It was always coming from one person, which is basically Will Smith.
No, but
well,
what's
there's
the
also
other
the
guy?
dry humor from
What's
the
the other guy's
Tommy,
name?
Tommy Lee Jones
Yes.
was really funny in the first one.
Because
I think.
he's kind of deadpan.
Yeah,
he's
the dry.
He's so dry to Will Smith being
they
hip
complemented
and stuff.
each other.
It's still, I think humor is a huge. I don't think Men in Black is at all
Watching
serious.
just that trailer though, it was like Chris Hemsworth did all of the humor, and she was like dead ass. Let's get shit done.
She's like a weak Will Smith.
You can't
I
judge a 2-hour movie on 2 minutes of
Which still balances the dynamic out because with it, Tommy Lee Jones being deadpan and Will Smith being like, ribbon you guy, and now it's more Chris Hemsworth is a little bit more funny and stuff, so that gives the now Will Smith replacement of the female Tessa Thompson, she needs to be a little bit more serious. I think that ends up balancing it out.
And who knows, maybe she's got some good shit in the movie that we just haven't seen yet. You
You
gotta
do-
go see it to see it.
You don't like that, John, but my one-liner note, you do like the scene in the trailer where Chris Hemsworth throws a little hammer.
There's a little tiny scene where he throws a tiny hammer at an alien.
And he looks at me.
John
looked at me and he goes, "It's funny because it's a little hammer." And I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Oh, because he's Thor." I get it.
I'm sorry, that made me laugh way too hard.
Yeah, let's just keep going. This one, did you guys both? God. You did not see Get Out, right, John?
I did not see Get Out.
Did you see Get Out?
I did.
Yeah. Did you love it?
I loved it.
I saw it with Colorado Springs buddy Tyler. Yeah, and we also crazy, super cool movie. Mm-hmm. And have you seen the trailers for Us?
Yeah,
I guess it's just one.
Yeah, they came out with the second one, but it's pretty similar. It's very
spooky.
It's very ominous. Like it's not telling you anything that's going on.
Which I love.
I love that.
Please don't tell me anything about the movie. Mm-hmm. I don't like anything with scissors. All the scissors things. And there's a brief point. There's I don't know what the one white woman they keep showing, but she's got they have one big pair of old fashioned medical scissors, and she's holding them up to in her ear, and it's she's gonna plunge them into her ear or something terrible, and it makes you want to die. Yeah,
You're
I don't
squeamish.
know. I get real which goes to show because I hate scary movies and I hate gore.
I'm the opposite.
When we get home, we'll watch The Purge.
No, because that's just trash. There's a difference between, I'm not going to... Or
I thought The Purge
later Saw movies and stuff. It's I don't want to watch this even if it's a great movie. And now that it's a bad movie...
The first one
and it's got all this gore and shit, I really don't want to watch it. Anyway, Us, the follow-up, his next movie, Jordan Peele's next project from Get Out, looks... hype is real.
It looks amazing.
As far as horror movies go, which are generally, I don't know, low expectation, low budget, that kind of thing.
It seems like he's going to keep going with this shit. We're going to get, a third one from him. And people were talking about, theories of, are they in the same universe?
Whatever the twist is going to be. Well, the twist in Get Out is so good. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever this is, I'm sure, is going to be great. I'm excited for that. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. We should watch Get Out since you haven't seen it, John.
Probably.
You're going to have the most to talk about here, Evan. Star Wars 9.
I'm excited.
Star Wars Episode 9 is slated, I think. It was on Rotten Tomatoes anyway, to come out in 2019. Probably late, right? I didn't see 8.
You didn't see
Nope.
Last Jedi?
Nope.
Ooh.
I heard such polarizing things from everybody. And I was like, I don't even know what to make of this. I don't actually see that many movies. Maybe this will be my year. Maybe this will be my turnaround year. But I only see maybe 3 movies in a theater a year because my attention span is so terrible. So to sit down and pay money and focus on something and not drink because the drinks are too expensive and not get up and pee, it requires a lot of me. So, and then when everyone has been telling me it's meh to pretty bad, I just don't care that much about Star Wars, which you said you're a big Trekkie guy.
I'm a Trekkie, so I don't really care for Star Wars.
Did you see Force Awakens?
I saw the OG Star Wars, the first 5 or something, 5 or 6.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
I've seen the prequels.
I've seen the prequels and then 4, 5, 6, and I was okay with them. But then after I watched those as a kid with my dad, I just kind of.
So you haven't seen any of the new stuff?
I just haven't really.
Well, so you're the only voice of reason here.
Mm-hmm.
Do the people, all 4 of our subscribers, which are just us, have reason to be excited for this movie?
I'm excited for it because okay, so J.J. Abrams is coming back. He directed Force Awakens and didn't direct The Last Jedi, but he's coming back to direct this one. He just tweeted out a picture that they've wrapped filming.
So J.J. Abrams is going to save this franchise.
I think he'll
once again
fix it a little bit because I had some problems with The Last Jedi. I have a love-hate relationship, I guess, with that movie because there's one part in it where it's my favorite part in any of the Star Wars movies, but it's not a great movie. There are problems with it, and I think the director just kind of looked at what everybody was speculating about from Force Awakens, like, oh, who's Rey's mother? Who is Snoke? You know, and he looked at what everybody was saying, and he's like, oh, you think it's this? I'm gonna twist it and make it not that. It didn't work as a story. He was just kind of fucking with people, and it didn't work as a movie.
I'm not gonna promise I'll ever go back and watch Episode 8, and I'm not gonna promise I'll go see 9. But
I think it's worth a watch for once, and just judge what you feel about it.
Maybe that's something we could do one of these days. We can watch it. I have one question for you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's who's Rey gonna bang? Is she gonna bang Kylo, or is she gonna bang Flynn?
Flynn's in the friend zone. I'm hoping she bangs Poe.
Or BB-8.
I mean,
Is she just gonna ride that little...
He's got a little dildo in there that pops out, I guarantee.
Highbrow humor, guys. I don't even want to talk about this one because this already came out.
I just don't even want to. I'm just sad. I'm looking at the Star Trek releases right now. The last one was in 2016, and it doesn't look like they're making another, which made me really sad because I thought Chris Pine made
what's Chris Pine doing? Where'd he go?
Chris Pine made a great Captain Kirk.
I mean, he's been doing some other... I think he's doing like a TV show now. He was in Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah!
I can't remember what the TV show's called, but my parents were watching it last time I went over there, so... He looked really good in that. So he's doing shit.
John, you want to talk about the upside, but that also already came out.
Yeah, I want to talk about the upside just momentarily. It'll be like 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm just super excited to see it just because I think that it's a really cool concept. There was a pretty similar movie about a girl that took care of like another quadriplegic in a chair basically who ended up killing himself and then left her clues and she like fell in love with him. It was a really weird movie, but when I watched it, I don't know, I enjoyed it because it was just a quick hour and 30-minute movie or something like that. And this kind of reminded me of it, but of a funnier version of it, which is something I kind of looked forward to because I wasn't really big on the whole rom-com. But that's all I really got to say on the upside. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, just to get into a fight with Matt here.
This also already came out.
I know it already came out, but I just want to get into a fight with you real quick. The new Sherlock Holmes. I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan, and
I am too. I hate John C. Reilly so much.
I am not a fan of John C. Reilly, but
Did you see the trailers and stuff? Well, yeah, you said your brother saw it in his
I do okay with Will Smith, and the thing that really got me was like Robert Downey Jr. played such a serious Sherlock Holmes. So did Benedict Cumberbatch. And then to watch them do like the same sort of like slow calculating motion thing to smack the fly on the thing and have all the bees come out. I'm sorry, I lost it when that part of the trailer came on.
I used to love Will Ferrell so much, and ever since Talladega Nights, he is joined at the hip with John C. Reilly, and I hate him for it. I hate John C. Reilly. I want to see one Will Ferrell movie without John C. Reilly.
Do you think they get along?
Gone. Huh?
Do you think they like get along?
I think they're best fucking friends. I think they love each other like Evan and I do.
Well, that's awkward.
But John C. Reilly sucks.
I don't think he sucks. I think he does good dramatic acting too, not just comedy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. We saw it. What was it? 50s thing trailer we saw too.
I can't remember. We watched a lot of trailers.
With the big fat guy, because that was John C. Reilly.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was John C. Reilly in a fat suit.
Something in Ollie.
Stan?
I think it was like Stan and Ollie or something. I don't know. I wasn't big on
I'm pretty sure that's fat John C. Reilly.
I'll beg.
I just don't think he's funny.
I'll beg to differ.
I just don't think. I saw Step Brothers, and Step Brothers is funny, but like in Talladega Nights and all the butt rock movies that he's in with Will Ferrell, I just never think he's funny.
I liked him in Talladega Nights.
Shut up, you guys. I don't care.
The other real quick mention here, Instant Family. We watched the trailer.
Mark Wahlberg. Mark
Wahlberg.
Did you see the trailer? It's for Instant Family. It's Mark Wahlberg and that one chick
that was
the wife
in The Neighbors.
The college movie with Zac Efron.
Yeah,
and,
The Neighbors, I think it is. I was a fan of it just because of the fact that Mark Wahlberg.
It's Mark Wahlberg and her, and they adopt
3 kids.
3 kids, and it's a feel-good, funny in the trailers. I remember seeing it in theaters. I think when I saw Green Book over Christmas.
That's when I'll watch on a sad day.
It looked like a feel-good movie. I'll probably watch it with my family, and we'll be like, "Oh, family things."
Mark Wahlberg is kind of hit and miss for me. I think
it's probably that way for everybody.
Yeah, because, I mean, he puts out a lot of stuff, so it's like, you know, like, when he's, like, doing stuff like The Departed, I think he's fantastic. But then, like, other stuff, I kind of feel like he's phoning it in.
Yeah.
I honestly want to see more of, like, Matt Damon in movies where we're not rescuing him from space. If that makes sense.
It's been a while since we got a Matt Damon movie where we're not rescuing him from space. You're correct. You're 100% on that.
There was Interstellar where he was locked away on that thing in the foreign planet and then tried to escape on the ship, which
That's not Matt Damon.
That is Matt Damon.
That is Matt Damon.
In Interstellar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a part of
because that's the great thing, because no one knew he was in that movie until you saw the movie and saw that scene.
Yeah.
Well, he's also in the Mars one.
And then he's in The Martian, which is another one.
And Elysium, he's kind of in space.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got to go up to there.
Yeah.
So we've spent a lot of money sending Mark Wahlberg to space. But,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
So we want to bring him home.
I was looking
#, bring Matt Damon home.
Hey,
I was looking at Mark Wahlberg.
Let him stay up there. I'll rescue him any day.
Up there in the heavens with the gods. That's where he belongs.
Give me a space movie any day.
Give me a space movie with Matt Damon. I'm sure he'll be in it.
We missed one fairly big supervillain.
Ooh.
Joker.
Okay, this is throwing back to the DC.
Yeah,
Is this the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Well, there's two.
There is.
Joker.
Aren't there?
Joker. Okay, so I'm a fan of the Joker in the sense that I really, really liked the Joker in Suicide Squad, and I know everybody hated it. But in my eyes, like even the old school Jokers and like the real old Batmans, I loved them because he was a funny guy. He tried to be a funny guy, and I feel like when Heath Ledger did his impersonation of him,
tread lightly here.
it was amazing.
Okay.
First off. It was amazing, but it was also very dark. And I feel like it lost part of the Joker aspect of it.
But DC's supposed to be dark. You said it.
I know DC should be darker, but it's like
just different tones, different movies.
Exactly, different tones, different movies type deal. And I feel like this one, it has a very high chance to fall on its face if it's not done well.
The Jared Leto one or the other one?
The one that's coming out has a very high chance.
Well, that's what we're saying. There's two. There's the one we saw a little bit of trailer for, which is Joaquin Phoenix, correct?
Yeah.
And there's another one that's supposed to be Jared Leto, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the Joaquin Phoenix one.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that
you like that Joker over the Jared Leto Joker?
I think the Jared Leto does a better Joker, but I'm interested to see what they do with the other one, just because of the fact that they have the chance to make it more of that Joker feel to it.
He's still supposed to be a psychopath.
It's kind of a question of how dark do you take it, because you want kind of that comedy of his character built into it while still being a psychopath. So do you make it really dark?
I don't think there is any comedy to his character. That's the whole thing. He's just insane.
If you've ever watched the older Batmans...
He thinks it's funny.
It's dark comedy.
If you've ever watched the older Batmans, there's
the cartoon.
No, I'm talking like some of the first like actual Jokers. Like, they literally wear like a mask with a permanent smile and are laughing the entire time they're doing things. And I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the Batmans that like my dad showed me when I was really little. And it was basically
Batman Forever, the one with the nipples, Michael Keaton.
Yes, actually, yes.
I
think it was that one.
I don't even know if Joker's in that.
But there was a part where like the Joker literally was like almost killed him with like a Jack in the Box, and like that to me was like, okay, that's the Joker, you know, not like this Heath Ledger running at you with a machine gun, which is badass, but is it Joker-esque? There, like, where's the irony in it? Because that's what the Joker was really all about.
The Heath Ledger one is like real. If we had a real life terrorist, I guess, you know, doing this kind of shit that had this motif that was believable. For some reason, he's obsessed with clowns. You know, I like the Jared Leto one because he's emo. Basically, it's like, yeah, give me a ripped, tatted emo Joker. The older ones from the cartoons is a little bit more like a...
I didn't like the way Jared Leto's looked.
I liked it.
It was
a
subtle.
good take on it. Absolutely not. It was about as subtle as a shot.
I didn't like his tattoos and whatnot.
Compared to Heath Ledger,
Damage, ha ha ha, like...
Compared to Heath Ledger,
My next
Jared
guess.
Leto was a more tame Joker. And I just want to preface this by saying I absolutely loved Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mhm.
It fit the Batman movies that were being
That
made.
were
Hey, what do you guys think about Heath Ledger's Joker?
Love it. It fit that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Joaquin Phoenix one will be interesting. I don't know what Joaquin Phoenix has been doing lately. I feel like I haven't seen him since Signs.
I mean, the beautiful thing about this and about this character is that you can make different movies with different tones. You can make a dark one like Heath Ledger, where it's a lot more realistic, and then you can take it like in a much more comedy or dark comedy sense, where he does a lot more goofy things, but he's still like sadistic and murderous.
Right. But that's really all I'd say about Joker.
I assume the Jared Leto one will be bad.
I mean, we'll see.
If it's in the
We'll
same
see.
vein as Suicide Squad,
I think he
what
didn't-
Birds of Prey will probably be. I just assume it's going to not because of Jared Leto. Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll save it,
I think it'll be good because
but he kind of didn't save it in Suicide Squad.
because he
He
didn't.
was the main character in Suicide
Yeah.
Squad.
Yes, he didn't have enough
His
to
screen
do.
time was awkward.
The script was bad in Suicide Squad. The movie was just bad.
Although
Like,
his actual acting, like when he just was lying down in the circle of knives, I was like, that's pretty Jokerish, you know?
he just didn't have enough to
I
do.
didn't get that.
Giving him
whole
his own
scene.
movie.
I didn't understand it at all. I was like, why did the Joker put all these weapons in a
See,
spiral and
it's stuff like
lay in
that.
it?
I read into that
What
stuff
is
too,
that
and I'm
supposed
just
to
like,
mean?
eh. But you know, yeah, I
guess
think it'll
we'll-
be good.
I guess. All right, there you go. I guess we'll see. Bunch of Disney stuff.
Mhm.
Yep.
Have you guys seen any of the previous live action Disney stuff? Which I guess is just Jungle Book.
And okay, so they did a Cinderella.
The Cinderella one
did?
never
They
took off.
did.
It never took off.
They
It
did
never-
a Cinderella.
It never took off.
They did Beauty and the Beast.
And then they also did Maleficent, which is
They did
a
the-
twist.
Not in the same. I don't think that's
It
actually
is, though.
Disney. Is it in the same universe?
It
kind
is.
of
It's a
thing?
twist on Sleeping Beauty.
I'm an Emma Watson fangirl, and
For sure. Well, we have Dumbo coming out, Aladdin, and Lion King.
okay, I'm most excited, honestly, for the Aladdin one, just because I feel like the Lion King one, because it's all animal based, I feel like it makes it super awkward to make it live action almost.
It's funny that they're calling it that because it's basically just CG
It's all
again.
CGI.
I do have thoughts on that. I want to keep going.
It's all CGI for the Lion King one. The Aladdin one will be cool. Really freaks me out that Will Smith's gonna be the genie.
Have you seen what he looks like?
It really freaks me out. Yeah. Yes, it looks good, but it freaks me out 100%. And my God, it makes me miss. I'm forgetting his names. Robin Williams so much, so much. Because I could just picture him in that role.
Mhm.
Like if he was still alive, being in that role would. Oh my God! It would make the live action everything I hoped and dreamed for.
I mean, he made that role. Like most of his lines are like improv. That's just him.
Yeah.
You know.
And I feel like Will Smith can make it funny, but I feel like it also runs a dangerous course with it being Will Smith.
Mhm.
It could be taken the wrong way. I don't know who plays Aladdin. Is that like is he
Just
like
a guy.
Is he like a known actor? Or is he like trying to break out into
I
this?
don't know. I didn't recognize him.
I didn't recognize him either.
And it looks like because he.
I was
looked-
mad he was wearing a shirt.
It was an older actor,
Yeah.
so it looks like it kind of. And when they show Will Smith as the genie, he's like, you don't remember any of this at all. So it seems like it's going to be somewhat of a sequel. It's not just going to be a remake. Somewhat of a remake.
We just watched the trailer. What he says is like, you don't know this, like the genie thing. He didn't say remember.
He basically like, you
Well,
don't know
none
the
of this
genie?
is ringing a bell.
Yeah,
So-
I think he's talking about the genie
The
aspect.
genie
And like, you don't know about the genie in the lamp.
Like
you know.
love it 3 times, 3 wishes, none of this at all.
But
type
he's.
deal.
It seems
watched
like
it
he's
like an hour
playing
ago.
the same character. So that doesn't make sense to me. We'll see. I don't know.
The shirt thing bothered me too. Like, dude, you could have put on a
Why is
vest.
Why is Aladdin wearing a shirt?
You could have put on.
You couldn't have found a
vest.
more ripped actor and.
I mean, it's Disney. I don't know.
It's Disney.
They can animate a guy with his shirt off all they want, but as soon as you put an actual human being on screen,
Funhouse thing, but with the Lion King part, they made this comment, and I just agree with it so much. I'm gonna make it again.
what made the original Lion King work so well, because they are all cartoons and stuff, they can animate their faces kind of like people.
Yes.
So they can talk and sing and do the things that make that movie great. So now that it's all CGI and they look more like real animals, how are they going to do that? Because we've seen in other, I don't know, I don't have any examples, but in other movies, CGI animals talking,
they did
look real and it looks weird. But I didn't see Jungle Book.
I didn't see. I saw a little bit of it.
It was apparently really good.
It looked okay. Like the animals talking looked really good, and I did like the idea that like everything in that movie is CGI. Everything, like the animals, the landscape, everything except for the little boy, and I kind of like that. That was a good, interesting way to do it.
It must have been hard for him.
I'm just thinking about.
He must have been a good actor.
They made a live action Tarzan. Why don't we think of that? Yeah, they had a live action Tarzan, I believe.
What?
Well, way back when.
Way back.
This is all like recent.
But they did do a
Are you talking
live
about
action
George of the
Tarzan.
Jungle?
No,
Tarzan. Man.
They made a live action Tarzan?
Yeah, they did.
When?
Way back.
I'll show it to you
90s.
I'll find it on the way home. But yeah, they did have a live action Tarzan, which actually went over, I think, pretty well. For being one of the first live action Disney films.
With like CGI gorillas?
I can't remember. I haven't seen it.
I don't know. It's been a while since
I don't
I've seen
have any
it.
idea what you guys are talking
But
about.
yeah, I'll show it to you. But moving on, you wanted to talk about this one really bad.
Wait, I just want to mention Dumbo's going to be trippy as balls.
I think Dumbo's gonna be great. I think they're also working on Little Mermaid and Mulan.
I feel like Mulan's been in the works forever.
I hope that one goes through. I'm really excited for that.
Mulan, it'll have to be done real well, or it's gonna fall real flat. And I'm
Mulan starring Scarlett Johansson.
I can already see everybody being pissed about whitewashing and shit.
I mean, odds are whitewashing, over-sexualizing, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or under-sexualizing. One more very important Disney one, maybe two if Pixar counts, which I think they do now.
They do.
Right?
They are Disney.
Frozen 2. Frozen.
Get me out.
I don't think I knew about that till you brought it up today.
Get me out.
And then we watched the trailer. I'm stoked. Elsa's my girl, dude. And playing it again, Kingdom Hearts 3 shattered my heart so badly. But I was like, Elsa's my favorite Disney princess. Twice in that game, I was like, okay, it's Rapunzel. Rapunzel's my favorite Disney princess. And then it's like, ooh, Elsa, no, he's so. I don't know.
I didn't even get the trailer. She ran over the waves a little bit.
I don't know what she's doing.
She's learning. I think she's
practicing her
panoramic
ice
scenery
bending
shots.
I think she's trying to get somewhere. She's trying to freeze the ocean.
She's trying to get somewhere to get to that place where she was looking out over the valley with all of her friends. I don't know. It just literally had no plot.
I like that. It told us nothing. I like that.
That's what trailers need
too many
to
trailers
start doing. Yeah, we
too
know
many
the
trailers
whole
spoil
movie
everything.
already. I will watch any Disney movie you put in front of me that's animated like that. I'm honestly how are they going to follow up Let It Go?
Oh god.
How are you supposed to, as any kind of music producer or anything like that, how do you even approach that? I need to make the next Let It Go. That's gonna
I think
take over the entire country and every child for the next 6 months.
It'll be interesting to see because the end of Frozen didn't really warrant a sequel.
No, not at all. But it made $1 billion, so they're
which is why they're doing it. Yes.
Another one
that made a couple $2 billion.
Toy Story 4.
I
don't know if there's a trailer for.
I thought it ended.
I didn't actually watch Toy Story 3. It was my dad put it on.
Toy Story 3
came out.
Broke my heart.
And I was playing Game Boy or something. I remember the scene where they're all going into a fire melter. Yeah.
Furnace.
And they all just look at each other. And I look up from my Pokemon Game Boy. And they all just look at each other and hold hands and embrace death. I was 17. I was like,
dude,
what?
That is far and away my favorite Toy Story scene ever.
I just
I love
shatters your heart.
I love that shit.
It breaks your heart. I cried like a baby. Mm-hmm. And it's it ended it so well. Why the fuck are you making another?
Because it's gonna make $1 billion.
I mean,
but at the same time, it's you're running the risk of ruining a franchise.
Corporate
Yes,
America gives zero
you've already
shits.
made it. But it's like, what,
they'll run it into the ground.
look at the Batman trilogy. The first one did amazing. The second one did even better than the first one. And the third one still did really well. And it was going amazing.
If it makes enough of a profit, there will be a sequel. Every time.
I mean, I think
It ended with the lead
Every
into the
time.
Robin. And yes, they could have taken Robin and run with it. But they're like, no, it's done. Put it to bed. Look at Game of Thrones, for example. Game of Thrones is gonna.
They're gonna.
It's gonna blow it out of the water.
We'll get there.
It's gonna blow it out of the water, but they're gonna end it.
Toy Story 4. Smash or pass.
I mean, I'm
Pass.
I'm curious about it because I think
I feel like I have to go watch 3.
first of all, I think you watch 3. First of all, I think Toy Story is like a safe bet. Everybody knows it. It's brand, like everybody knows it. You know, I don't think they'll make a bad movie out of it. I think my problem is they keep like coming out with new Cars movies and shit like that. You know, like they keep making trilogies out of franchises that don't work, whereas Toy Story kind of still does work. I don't know. I'm curious.
I think it's been long enough. I think it's been almost. If I was 17 or so when we were watching it on Netflix, Toy Story 3, I think it's been probably close to 10 years.
I would like them to stop. Like, I don't want another Cars movie.
Which is usually when they reboot it.
I've been waiting for Incredibles 2 forever, and I thought it was
Didn't
great.
see that either.
I want like WALL-E 2, you know, and shit like that.
WALL-E 2 doesn't work because it
WALL-E
ends
2
so
doesn't
well.
work.
I
You're
like
right.
new
You're right.
IPs. I want the new IPs to keep coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brightburn, is that what it is?
I think it's Brightburn.
I can't read your.
So-
it says
bright
Brightburn.
font.
Brightburn.
Did you
I
see the trailer?
I think I saw it, but I don't remember anything.
I wish
about
we
it.
could watch it again. We saw
We
it for
were-
a second, and it's like a creepy kid.
Yeah, we were watching it, and I looked at Matt, and I go, "Oh, this is Superman."
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's,
I was like, "Oh,
it's
this
horror
is
Superman."
I was like, "This
Yeah.
is Superman."
Okay.
And then the kid puts on a fucked up mask
And
and,
then, like,
blows
kills
open the door
somebody.
and kills somebody.
Kill
I'm
some
like,
woman, and we're like,
"Oh,
whoa,
this
shit.
is not Superman."
Wait a second. Yeah, that's exactly. I thought it
I
literally.
think-
I was like, oh, it's like a different take on
It's-
his actual childhood, and then he started killing people.
Like,
We're like, wait a second.
like same kind of origin story, like Superman's an
it is
alien.
the Superman
but
origin story.
what
but
if he
it's-
came
if
to
it's
Earth to
Scary
harm-
and it's not.
What if he came to Earth to harm us instead
Yeah.
of save us?
I thought it looked really interesting, and you said you didn't care.
I didn't really care for it a whole ton, but I don't really care about movies.
I
like that.
love Superman. Love any Superman. I like.
I think it's cool. It's like a cool, like different take on
I
it.
stand Man
I
of
like it.
Steel, all that stuff. I'll fight people on that. I thought those
I've
were cool
never
movies.
seen them.
I like Superman. We should watch it. So I'm excited for that.
Man of Steel was good.
Another quick one. Well, yeah, maybe. The next Gojira.
I'm super fucking stoked.
Again, one you and I saw in theaters forever ago, Evan.
God,
And-
I remember
and-
watching the OG, like the eggs being laid in the subway shit. Like,
Godzilla 2000.
From the
Yeah.
2000
Godzilla 2000,
Godzilla
which people
2000.
also hate, and I think is a good movie.
I
watched it not that long ago. I feel like I watched it on YouTube.
I think I still have a soft spot for it, but it's so shit.
No,
It's
dude, that's one of those. It's
It's
the
so-
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man syndrome. Like such a soft spot.
So
I'm like,
bad.
nah, they're the best ones.
you have Stockholm syndrome for Godzilla.
Every
Not
character.
even Stockholm syndrome. I think they're cool. I think it's cool. Yeah, that the original trailer they dropped, I think at E3 or something like that,
Mhm.
just huge, and they played so many. I wrote down what I caught, but the only ones I knew by name were Mothra and Ghidorah.
Mothra, King
And there's a
Ghidorah,
bunch in there.
and
though.
Rodan.
Yes, I knew I
That's
was
the
missing
third
one,
one.
but they show a bunch, and they're like, "Well, who's here for us, and who's here to destroy us?" I was like, "How are any of them here for humanity? That
And
doesn't make any sense to me."
And
They're all here to fight each other. They
They're
don't
just
give a
here
fuck
to
about us.
wreck it.
And Kong Skull Island is connected because they're gonna come out with this movie and then they're gonna do Godzilla vs Kong.
Again,
I mean,
without Jack
the
Black,
right way.
or with Jack Black.
Get Jack Black out of that.
Get
movie.
Jack Black.
But that was just Kong.
Get Jack Black back in.
That was
No.
that was Kong versus two T-Rexes.
Get Jack Black out of that.
I want to see him in this movie 10 years older, like, it's happening again. Oh no. I think it looks,
It looks fucking sick.
I
I'm
liked
excited.
Kong personally. But that was just
I liked it too.
My one side note was Kaiju Gangbang. and John doesn't get that.
I
Big
don't-
monsters, it's called kaiju. It's a Japanese thing.
Okay.
The big monster trope is called kaiju.
Ooh, I'm getting cultured.
Because it's a bunch of...
Did you ever see, oh god.
Did you ever see my Weeaboo anime collection?
Pacific Rim?
I didn't,
I
but I should have.
never
I
saw
love that.
Those, like, they literally called those kaiju.
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
Same deal. Same
The only big fighty things I watched was like Transformers, really.
Mm-hmm.
But then I stopped.
I'm the worst moviegoer. I'm the best. I'm what corporate America is feeding. It's like Mark
stopped.
Wahlberg fighting giant mechanical transformer dinosaurs for an hour. Sort like fuck it, give me a beer, give me popcorn, take my $20. I don't care. Give it to me.
I don't know. I did the same thing with Transformers where I watched like the first 3 and I was like, I'm done. I just stopped. Like it just kind of.
Once again, I proved to be the worst person in the room.
I want to talk about this one.
This? I just wrote down because I hadn't seen this. I feel like I heard about it, but one of those trailers, Anna and the Apocalypse.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
It's a Christmas zombie musical. And
It
it's in the
blew me
same
for a
vein as
loop.
like Zombieland and stuff. It looked like.
Honestly, it looked like Shaun of the Dead, like the funny zombie movie,
Yeah.
mixed with like High School Musical, and it kind of freaked me out to
That's
watch
cool.
the trailer.
I like that.
Yeah, we should watch the trailer.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, I mean, it probably won't come out till Christmas. I was like, that looks great.
That
I
would-
love
yeah.
stuff like that. Absolutely.
I would check that.
Artemis Fowl.
I read all the books. I'm really
How
excited
many
to see
are
what they
there?
do.
I read a couple when I was
There's like
10.
I don't know. I read like the first 4 or 5. I was down with
Are
them.
there more than that?
There's probably a lot more than that, but
30.
I haven't personally like.
It's the new Goosebumps.
I haven't like sat down to like read them all and figure out the orders and everything. I just know I read like 1 and 2 pretty much back to back, and just when I was flying to Europe, and I liked it. I was like, it's an interesting story and concept that hasn't really been approached.
I know. Did you ever read the Artemis Fowl book?
Not a single one.
I know it's definitely like somewhat of a kid's book because I told you in the car. I remember I made a diorama in 5th grade.
It is
a Lego diorama of a scene from the first Artemis Fowl of like they fight a troll in an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, I
And
basically.
I thought it was really cool.
It's
So
obviously a children's book. I finished it in like a couple hours.
It is a
I
cool.
finished the
It is a
entire
cool
book.
concept. It's like fairies and pixies and trolls and stuff, but they're
But-
kind of technology
It's
advanced,
not like
and they live underground, away
but-
from people. So like trolls and goblins and monsters and junk occasionally get up like topside, onto and will kill people or whatever. And then the fairies have this like elite futuristic
squad.
SWAT team that come up and fight them, and then Men in Black erase everybody's memories with magic because they have magic in it too. And Artemis Fowl is this super rich kid,
super
rich
smart.
kid, really
And
smart
he
kid.
figured
and
out how
figures out that they're real and
he
gets
figured out how to
involved
kidnap them.
into the world. Yeah, and Holly
Short.
Holly
She
Short,
figured out how to kidnap
who's
a
like
fairy.
a pixie SWAT team. It's a crazy. If you get super stoned and read an Artemis Fowl book, it'll take you an hour.
I'm all because I had always heard about those books but never read them, and then I saw the trailer and it just looked like
the trailer. I was not at all wowed by it. I was like,
it looked interesting and okay. I was just interested, like, what kind of story is this? Like, what?
That's the story.
I was just interested in like the world of it, and just
That's what it
So
is.
I had never looked into it.
My takeaway from that was like, it's again that it tells you nothing trailer, and I was kind of okay with it with the Artemis Fowl because of the fact I've read the books. I kind of know the story, which made when I watched the trailer things kind of clicked into place.
And it's hyping the people that already know it.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I'm not like a huge fan.
Which is
right now,
long. I
everything,
told
it's
you, like, I'm surprised it took them this long to make a
right, because they are a relatively older series. I don't think they've even come out with new books in forever.
I doubt it.
This is when we were all growing up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'd be interested to see what they do.
Ewan Colfer?
Yes, I think.
Wow,
So.
I think that's the author.
Ian Colfer. something
Yeah.
But the other one that I really wish they would redo in an actual genuine sense, this is kind of a diversion from anything I've written down, but I think we've all read it, is the Aragon series.
Yeah.
I just want it done right. please. It's such a good book series, and it has so much potential.
I own like 11 books total, and it's Harry Potter, those 7 books, and the 4 Aragon books.
I've read the entire series cover to cover 4 times.
I have it in the house. You can read it whenever you want to.
I know. I have them all downloaded as well.
I have them in physical hard, or you can read an actual book.
I'm sorry. I'm a nerd with like, a computer.
I have to read it on my Kindle, or it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But God, I feel like they could definitely redo that, and they could definitely make it so much better.
That movie was a
feather
garbage
dragon
fire
that they made.
That was so bad. I hate
that movie. Needed to be put in the dumpster, lit on fire, thrown off the cliff, and then put into another dumpster.
Quick aside that we actually didn't write down, I just remember from, I made an initial list at work this morning, and then I forgot it at work. But there is a Tom Holland dystopia, Game of Thrones, Divergent one coming out.
Like a spin-off?
No, it's its own thing, but it's like I read the Rotten Tomatoes it's like on another planet, and Tom Holland thought all the people that Tom Holland is a part of, the population, thought they're like all women got wiped out by a virus or something, and then he meets the female lead. And it's dystopian, post-apocalyptic, whatever future. So I just thought that sounded cool.
That's cool.
Last movie, and then we'll get to the best thing, honestly. It Chapter 2.
I'm super fucking excited.
Me too. Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
It kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
I'm not a big, like... That was the alien one, right?
No!
Oh, no, The clown.
Derry or Derby?
Shit, I was thinking of... I was thinking of Signs for some reason.
No, Signs is awesome, though.
I did like Signs, but aliens do kind of freak me out.
Guys, let's talk about sick 2003 shit. Signs and translating the name I say this.
Shut up. Woman in Black. That was... Shit, I think that was 90s. Woman in Black was like 90s.
With Daniel Radcliffe?
No. Here, I'll look it up.
No, shut up. Anyway, It Chapter 2. The first one was... The book is so... I haven't read it, but ever since I found out that thing that in the actual book, when they're in the sewer, to get out, after defeating the demon, they all have to run a train on the girl as they're all 12-year-olds to like become adults.
It's really weird.
Stephen King is a freak.
He did a lot of cocaine in the 70s and 80s.
I don't think you get to that.
The Woman in Black was first released in 1989. So
I don't know what we're talking about.
But going back
I
to
said 2003, asshole.
I know. The Woman in Black was the only other one that was really old.
Shut up.
But I loved it. Cool. I loved it. I watched it on Halloween for the first time when I was a senior in college. It was basically about 6 months after it came out.
It wasn't like scary.
It's a thriller.
Yeah. I
didn't really know what to call it.
I didn't really like it just because of the quality. It just looked super cheap and cheesy to me. So I couldn't get into it.
The whole movie?
It made me sad.
The first the
first
original
one?
The OG.
No.
We're talking about the one that came out.
Okay, no, the new one I love.
Yeah, the new one was cool.
It made me sad that they used all the jump scares in the trailer, though.
Finn Wolfhard,
yeah.
I really like because I'm super hot for Stranger Things, like everybody else in the country.
What is that Netflix original Dark? Sorry. We have Netflix just cycling through in the background.
Through title cards,
and Netflix original Dark just popped up, and we were talking about it, and I don't know why. But
tell us in the comments, Aaron. I'm excited.
It looks so cool.
The girl they got for Beverly is really good too.
Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, she's
and
really
fucking
good.
James McAvoy.
He's in it?
Yeah. He's the other main guy. He's the kid that kisses her at the end.
Oh, in the new one.
In
Chapter 2.
Yeah, in Chapter 2.
The kid that they got to play Beverly and Finn Wolfhard, the kids I felt in it Chapter 1, I guess, are really good. And that's such an important thing when you have a movie, kind of like Jungle Book, like when you have it based on where all the actors are kids, basically. You have to have really good... Those are smart kids. That's why they get all screwed up when they're adults, because they're so good now.
They all had really
They're like
moments.
geniuses now.
They all had moments to shine, and they all did really good acting.
I don't know who a lot.
I think one of my favorite parts was when I can't remember the main kid's name, but he has that thing the whole movie where he stutters. And Bill, where he keeps stuttering, and then they're about to go into the house, and he gives that speech. And he goes inside, and one of them's like, he didn't stutter that entire speech.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a cool movie. I'm sure Chapter 2 will be really cool.
I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Stranger Things, which
it was super 80s.
Another side note,
it had that
get
vibe.
hyped for because it should be coming out.
Yeah,
soon.
Well, okay, so transition us kind of the last
I was just gonna say,
in a
like,
TV show.
I was just gonna say, with It Part 1, like the book I think was set in like the 60s or 70s or whatever, and they updated it for the 80s for the movie.
That makes sense. Probably to go along with Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we make our property better? Let's just emulate Stranger Things. Solid. Done. Put the money. Here's $50 million. Go make it.
Finn is just in a constant loop of being in stuff that is 80s nostalgia.
Danny, don't you know? Danny, he's in that music video.
Oh my god. Is he?
Congratulations, you've made it through the entire podcast.
No, we have to talk about.
I know. Now you're to the actual good part.
There is no good part because Danny's dead.
We miss you, Danny.
The podcast is in mourning. He's not going to listen to this. Honestly, the only big TV show is Game of Thrones, guys.
Game of Thrones.
I need to rewatch.
God.
I've been rewatching season 7.
See, I should have started and I haven't.
Love it.
Oh my
God. I was
God.
screaming at my TV last season like it was the Super Bowl.
I'm so hard.
I was so the what do they call it? The cargo train episode with Jamie.
Yeah,
where he fights the
where
dragons.
he like charges at the dragon with a spear. I screamed.
And Braun almost dies like half a dozen times.
I
was peeing my pants.
I was
like, please don't kill Braun, please. And then they got to Jamie, and truly, I was yelling at the TV by myself. In my little basement room in the Springs, I was like, "Go, Jamie, go!"
That is. I mean, I was super excited to see like the Dothraki fight on the field in Westeros for the first time. What's so good about the shows and the books and the characters is that you care about Dany, you care about Bronn, you care about Jaime, you care about Drogon, you care about everything that's going on, and they're all fighting each other, and it's so stressful.
Oh my god!
Theories. Round robin theories for how this is all going to end.
I mean, a big theory is that Bran is the Night King. I don't think he is, but I think he's gonna. I think the theory of him like time traveling and being like Bran the Builder that built the wall,
right.
Like he's all the Brans and time and stuff. I think.
How does him? You've definitely told me this before. How is he the Night King? Like in the future?
I don't know.
Like he in the future becomes the Night King and is retroactively trying to not become the Night King by killing everybody.
I can't remember what the theories talked about and how that would work.
No, because we're rusty. Because you have to go balls deep. Into
I do think.
If you want to go balls deep, I'll do it right now for you.
I do think he's going to warg into Drogon.
Which one's dead?
Viserion.
Viserion's dead. I think Jon Snow is gonna ride one. Dany's gonna ride one.
Well, it was supposed to be Tyrion. But
it was supposed to be Tyrion until.
But now that Jon Snow did the whole lift up my hand, dragon sniff the hand. Holy shit, you're a Targaryen. Mm-hmm. Now that thing's out of the bag.
Do you still think Tyrion could be? I don't think he is.
No. Honestly, real quick, we'll do a round robin on deaths for season 8.
Wait, but how is it gonna? How do you think it's gonna end?
This is where the deaths are.
Okay. So I'll just make this as quick as possible. I saw this theory. So in like the middle of Westeros is the Isle of Face. I can't remember. Okay, so it's like a little lake north of Harrenhal.
And they tried to do Fire Festival.
Harrenhal was where...
Nobody?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Fuck off! That's a good joke.
So do you remember in season 2, Arya was on the run and they get captured by the Lannisters, and she gets taken to that castle where
The torture castle.
the torture castle.
Yes.
That's Harrenhal. So next to Harrenhal is a lake, and in the middle of the lake is an island called the Isle of Faces, and supposedly there's a bunch of greenwood trees where all the magic red trees. You know,
The Godwood tree?
the godwood trees.
That's a green... Okay.
The godwood trees, because south of the north they were all cut down, but nobody cut anything down in
on this little island.
On this little island. So the theory is that the Night King himself is coming down to tear down the trees and kill himself, because it's like the trees are the heart.
Because he's
he's
Bran?
Or like the island the island controls the heart of all the magic in the world, and the trees are like the veins and stuff. And so he's not coming to destroy everybody and kill everybody. He's putting an end
to wipe out all the werewood trees.
He's putting an end to his existence.
Oh, okay. Deaths. Who do you think's gonna die?
I really don't want Arya and Sansa to die, but I think one of them, if not both of them, will die. Sansa probably will. I really don't want Arya to.
I'm gonna say either Arya or Sansa will die. Bronn's gonna die right off.
What do you think is gonna happen?
So I think ultimately either Jon Snow or Dany is gonna take the throne. I don't think both of them will live to do it. I think either one or the other is going to. I really hope personally that it's Jon Snow that lives to, and that Dany kind of bites it.
I think Dany bites it.
Because they already brought Jon back.
Exactly.
So why kill him?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And Dany's gone a little.
I think she's gonna
gone a little power crazy.
She's gonna go even more power crazy when she finds out that she's related to Jon, and Jon is the heir. So technically, she's usurping him. And she's
then
not going to be happy
Bran
about
was
that.
all about, we gotta tell them. But I definitely think either Dany or Jon is gonna die. Sansa or Arya is gonna die. Bronn's gonna die right off the get.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Jaime is most likely gonna die as well, unfortunately. Even though it's a real shame because I love his character development. I hated him so much for the first couple series.
Everybody did. That's what made him so good.
But now that he's like, I'm a man of honor now. And then the last, and then that's mine. I'll let Matt go on his theories of deaths real quick, and then I do want to talk about one thing before it.
I have not a clue, because I haven't touched it since the end of last season. Haven't it? So I don't even really remember what happens. I don't really remember where. I mean, I kind of do. No idea theory wise. The nihilistic, pessimistic part of me wants the Night King to win and just wipe everybody out, because I feel like that'd be so George R.R. Martin. It's not going to happen because I want to see if he does that in the actual
it'd be a
books.
hell of a move.
If he lives long enough to
It'd be a
finish
ballsy
the
fucking
stupid
move.
thing.
It'd be a ballsy move.
Be like, yeah,
For
that's
sure.
what happened.
For sure.
They were up the creek without a battle, and yep, that's what did you think was going to happen,
Yeah.
stupid? I've been killing off your favorite characters left, right, and front, the whole time.
But then
No,
people are going to
everybody's
be
dead.
like, why did I read
Yeah,
this?
why did we spend the last 10
Yeah.
years of our lives? So it's absolutely not. But, I mean, so you guys didn't talk about, but I think because we all know what's going to happen, Jaime's going to kill Cersei.
Yep.
He absolutely has to.
Yep.
Cersei's going to do something stupid. I don't even remember really where. She's just kind of in the south, isn't she? Being a bitch.
Yep.
And pushing Jaime away. So
She's getting in the Golden Company.
And they're going to move north once she gets there.
Jaime's going to kill her. I think you guys have a good... I don't want Jon or Dany to die, but if one of them has to die, I think it has to be Dany.
It's got to be Dany.
Again, because they already brought Jon back.
I think...
I actually don't care. I've never cared about Bran.
You're horrible.
I've never cared about Bran. I don't care what happens to him. I think
he's one of my favorites.
Honestly, I don't know what you guys are gonna think. I think he's not a very good actor. That kid.
Well, the problem
Compared to everybody else, I think he's so like milquetoast.
The problem is that I thought he had pretty good acting before,
and now his worst is the Three-Eyed Raven.
Because
so
I think the directors made him kind of play it like that.
I hope he dies.
I don't think that's totally his acting. I think that's the way they wanted him to do it.
Arya's probably going to do some super badass assassin thing, I assume. I could see her dying.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them killing off Arya. She's just done... My biggest thing is I want them to like accomplish enough before they die. And Jon and Dany kind of feel like they have more to do in the future that could never be written about or televised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like important players in this game, and I want them to keep going. And I feel the same way about Jaime and probably Tyrion. I really want the four of them to live, no matter what happens.
Tyrion's a goner.
I saw another theory,
and I could see Tyrion dying too. Sansa, I just want her to accomplish more. They did what was it, like season 5, where she comes out with Little Tongue, and she's like the hot goth girlfriend in the black dress.
The end of season 4.
And she's like powerful and manipulating people. And now she's kind of taken a back seat to Jon again. And they made it like a point of some contention, but not really.
She did really good.
I just want her to do something big, and then she can die. I almost prefer that. I guess it's like I want that, and then she can die because I just don't see her being a big enough.
She killed Littlefinger. She caught him.
I don't even really remember how that happens. But
two things.
Bran tells them everything that he did.
Yeah. 2 theories that I wanted to cover real quick. If you guys are familiar, I'm a little familiar with the books. I've also spent way more time than I'm proud of watching YouTube theories.
Yeah.
The Azor Ahai theory.
Yeah.
There's 2 different theories of that. One of them is that Jon Snow is that person, and the other one is that Jaime is that person. And both of them fit because of the fact that they both talk about a death and resurrection and wielding a flaming sword. Mm-hmm. Now, if you think about it, Jaime had that same thing because he technically died. If you think about who he was at the beginning in season 1, 2, and 3, stuff like that, he was a piece of shit, pretty bluntly. Mm-hmm. And then he lost his hand. Mm-hmm. And once he lost his hand, he had that moment where he was with Brienne in the bathtub, where he was like, "I'm not the Kingslayer. I'm not the Kingslayer. My name's Jaime."
Yeah, he was like defending himself.
He was like reborn then almost as this person. So he fits that Azor Ahai prophecy. Mm-hmm. The other one was Jon, who physically died and has now come back to life. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that Jon will be Azor Ahai because of the side effect that he's also a Targaryen. There's more to him than just that. Right. I feel like it really fits Jaime's character leading the armies against the Night King, which is exactly what he does in the fable, and then because of the fact that he literally defied Cersei to go north to help them fight the dead. Mm-hmm. That's like Azor Ahai to a T right there. Mm-hmm. The second theory is that the White Walkers are actually the good guys, which sounds super backwards. But if you think about it, the Starks have always had an affiliation for the cold. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that if you want to go all the way back, they built the wall as a divider, saying that the White Walkers own north of it and that the people own south of it. And then I believe there was some, if you want to go real far back, there's a YouTube video that you can watch on it where one of the Stark household members actually married like a half White Walker, specifically to keep that peace treaty of White Walkers stay north, people stay south. Oh. But then what ended up happening was people started moving north of the wall.
Right.
And it pissed off the White Walkers, and it wasn't until wildlings became like an active thing that you started hearing about White Walkers again. because of the fact that they were giving. And then if you, what was it? I believe it was a tunnel from not Castle Black, but the other one that had been run down, the one that Bran used to get north of the wall. Used to be a Stark castle.
Yeah.
And so they would ferry children supplying the White Walkers, which is exactly what that guy did that was helping out the Night's Watch, and why the White Walkers always left him alone. Because he was giving them babies.
He was giving them this babies.
And now that that's stopped, they got pissed and are now going south because that treaty that was established long ago is broken. Really interesting
Keeps
theory.
them at bay, yeah.
But it was very different than anything I've heard, and I highly recommend giving it a look.
We'll see, won't we?
Two things that I want to talk about are two last things that I want to hint on with this is first of all, Clegane Bowl. So I heard a theory that the Hound is going to kill the Mountain through wildfire.
Yep.
Burn him inside his own suit.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with that. And then the last thing is if you
is the side note, is the Mountain actually dead? I'm really confused.
He's undead. He's brought back.
Reanimated corpse.
He's reanimated
now?
corpse.
Then fire makes sense.
Yeah. And then so if you remember in season 6, there's that there's that moment where Sam gets to Old Town for the first time and gets to the Citadel, and when he walks in, there's this shot, the camera shot that kind of shows the planet thing that you see at the very in the intro of the show. So people are theorizing that Sam will be one of the only ones that will survive this, and he will tell the story of Song of Ice and Fire.
There you go.
And he'll be the one to tell the story.
That makes sense too.
Well, gang, that's all the movie/TV show stuff we are excited for 2019. Evan, you have some closing thoughts to touch back on last week for Mortal Kombat 11. Can you keep it concise?
I can keep it concise. Jade got shown off. I think she looks really fucking cool, and I texted you about this.
Yep.
Like, she's got her staff, and it's super, like, it seems, I'm just super excited to see how everyone plays, because it seems like everyone is going to be super, like, kind of mid-long range weapons, like long-reaching stuff, and it looks really cool. Someone theorized, because we're getting, like, all these leaks about the roster, that there's no sign of, like, mainstay characters like Melina and Reptile and Johnny Cage, and so there was one theory that, like, the main roster could be full of characters that people have been dying to come back, like Jade and Cabal and Baraka and shit, and the DLC would be the mainstays, which wouldn't make sense. It'd be kind of weird that you're paying money to get people that have been in the game, like, forever. But, you know, we'll see what it is. I'm just super excited about it, and I just want to get my hands on it and play it.
My flashback, which I already brought up, Silverstein doing Redux the first 10 years. Their first 4 records, they're re-recording a couple. Just take a look at that track listing, buddy. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Okay, Smashing the Pieces, Smiling to Sleep, American Dream, Bleeds No More, My Heroine, Vices, alright. Your Sword versus My Dagger, alright. If You Could See Into My Soul, alright. That's like the one good one from their shitty album. What was Giving Up from?
First one.
First one?
Giving
okay.
up on you.
And then Still Dreaming is
also off the shitty one, but they're doing it acoustically.
Okay.
Sometimes it feels like I'm still dreaming.
And then, of course, Called Karma. And Red Light Pledge is from their first one as well. Okay.
I'm stoked.
Good shit.
I'm
Good
stoked
fucking
for
shit.
those Discovering the Waterfront tracks.
Good fucking shit. Yeah.
See if they can make See Into Your Soul, See Into My Soul good.
No, I think it's good. I really like that song.
They even hate that record, but alright.
Good. Mars coming out in Dota.
Oh god.
Yeah.
One Dota throwback.
Mortal Kombat.
Alright, guys. We are Sweatpants Factory, Sans, Danny No Name, because he's dead. Once again, I'm your host, Matt Whiskey Trunks Kimmerly.
Hostess with the mostest.
Hostess with the mostest. John, JC, Kiki, do you love me, Chosick?
You can't retire the Kiki, do you love me now?
Evan Michael Ayers. Follow me on Instagram. I don't post much.
Follow us all on Instagram.
I don't use Facebook.
It sucks. Nobody should. This was Sweatshop number 3, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Sorry, women.
What? Bye.